Hello, my friend. Today we'll dive into the details of going fully no contact. First, we need to understand what is a breakup really. According to academic studies, a breakup isn't a one-time event. It's a process that unfolds over time and space with its own stages and patterns. What does that mean? It means that the feelings of loss, sadness, longing, nostalgia, and doubt don't hit right away. They only come later. You'd think about that after living with a woman for several years. She'd be at least have the habit of being with you. How can you just end things and walk away like it's nothing? Here is the explanation. The person who gets dumped, in this case, you, loses everything all at once, and it hits you like a truck. You start replaying happy moments in your head, reliving dreams and memories. You get bombarded with endless associations tied to her. But for the one who initiates the breakup, there is no stress in the event itself. What usually happens is this. When a woman breaks up with you, your relationship is basically hanging by a thread. You're sitting at home, pale-faced and panicking, desperately searching the internet for wisdom, while your girlfriend, meanwhile, is laughing it with her best friend, joking around, living her life like nothing happened. Her mood is actually great, only slightly dimmed when she's around you. Why? Because, well, it's just bad manners to laugh at a funeral. It's all about etiquette. I get it. It's tempting to believe she's secretly suffering too, lying awake at night, just hiding well. But no, that's not true. You feel the loss. She doesn't. She knows perfectly well that all it would take is one text from her and you'd go back to the way things were. That's why she has no reason to dramatize the situation. It's also really important to drop the illusion that she just doesn't understand what she's doing. Like she's blindly driving your relationship off a cliff but doesn't realize it. Guys want to believe their girlfriend is just young, immature, emotional, stubborn, impulsive, and that deep down she still loves them. But come on, that's total bullshit. Eventually, reality hits, and the guy starts to panic. He begins searching for strategies to make her feel that the same sense of loss. Some try to make her jealous, others throw out ultimatums, come back right now and we'll fix things or it's over forever. Spoiler, that doesn't work. A woman needs to go through certain stages, emotional stages, and no contact can help speed that up. It's crucial to understand that entering no contact at the right moment and doing it properly can trigger that feeling of loss almost instantly. In practice, there have been cases where the guy broke up with the woman just days before she was planning to do it herself. And within a couple of weeks, he'd started getting hit with waves of obsessive pings from her. That's why it's so important who ends things. The one who walks away is in control. The one who gets dumped is the one suffering, failing around with no idea what to do. So how do you know when no contact is your only option. Scenario number 1. She's become completely unreasonable. Any attempt to talk about the relationship turns into a fight, accusations, and a spiral of negativity. You can clearly see she's trying to devalue you and make you feel like the bad guy. There is no room for constructive conversation here. Scenario number 2. The relationship has entered a fog of uncertainty. She's confused about what she wants, unsure about her feelings, doesn't know if you should be together, says she wants a break, maybe live apart for a while, and so on. This whole dragged out routine is just anesthesia. She knows she's leaving you, but she's stolen. Scenario number 3. She's done something major that makes talking to her pointless. She cursed you out, lied, started talking to an ex, threatened to break up, that kind of thing. If any of this sounds familiar, the most important thing is to draw the right conclusion. Your girlfriend is addicted to intense romantic highs, and your relationship hasn't given her that in a long time. She's craving a dopamine and oxytocin hit, because if she were truly satisfied, believe me, she'd be sweet, caring, loyal, domestic, and craving intimacy with you so badly her knees would shake. I bet you've already noticed that the closeness between you two hasn't been what it used to be. That's your first sign that the problem lies in her biochemistry. Confirmation number 2. A lot of you have probably had what's known as a goodbye meeting, goodbye intimacy, or goodbye conversation. That moment when you are breaking up and it feels like you're letting her go. You must have noticed how emotional she got in that moment. She softened, got a little sad, maybe gave you a gentle hug. That's exactly it. At the moment you pull back a bit, stop trying to salvage the relationship, and give her something to grieve, like this is it, we are done for good. The idea that someday you might be with another woman triggers a small hormonal spike in her. It's brave, but it still affects her emotions and behavior. You've seen this happen. You know what I'm talking about. So stop treating your girlfriend like a relative or a friend, where everything is based on mutual understanding. We talked about it, we agreed, you promised, you delivered. Relationships with women like this are all about emotion. And emotions come from hormones. And for hormones to kick in, you need the right conditions and context. Now, does this mean I'm suggesting you should build your family life around this kind of approach? Of course not. I'm just saying that in many cases, this is the only method that actually works with most women. You only got 2 options. Either you learn how to handle this and accept the risks, or you find a woman who isn't emotionally driven. And if she weren't emotionally driven, she probably wouldn't have left you in the first place. But anyway, let's move on to the no contact. There are 4 key stages of the no contact process: indifference and curiosity. At this stage, she's neutral but puzzled. Her pins sound something like, what's going on? Why are you silent? Are you mad at me or something? Anger. Now she gets frustrated. Messages might be like, what is this? Middle school? Why aren't you answering? Answer the question already. I was just reaching out for a reason, but whatever, fine, goodbye. This is a kind of performative display to show she doesn't care. A vibe of indifference. She's trying to take control of the situation, but she won't succeed as long as you don't respond. Beginning. Now comes the soft re-entry. She might like your posts, send a birthday wish, or message you about something neutral like nothing ever happened. She'll find any excuse to re-establish contact. Apologizes. Finally, the real deal. I'm sorry, I was being stupid. We really need to talk, please answer me. Of course, how this plays out depends on the context, but let's break down the classic scenario. In stage 1, the woman might not even realize she's been ignored. She thinks, oh, he is just sulking, give him a bit and he'll cool off and message me like always. This is based on past patterns. But after 3-4 weeks, maximum a month and a half, that illusion usually starts to fade. Now she starts to wonder, what's going on? He's acting weird. Did he make a decision? Nah, doesn't seem like him. Wait, is there another girl? Maybe it's Lucia or his ex? That brunette from work? You get the picture. Her mind starts spinning. She becomes curious, starts digging around, checking your activity. That alone is a form of emotional investment. Next comes the anger phase. She starts trying to provoke you. She might come to get her stuff or offer to return yours. She'll get more active on social media, post happy pics with motivational quotes, try to make you jealous. And you know exactly why she's doing this. She just needs to prove that everything is okay. If she gets that confirmation, she's instantly at peace again. So by this stage, your silence has already started to challenge her strategy. In the past, distance, conflict, or slow replies always worked on you. She saw you panic and come crawling back. After that, she'd close the gap again and reel you in. I know it's hard to believe, it's tempting to explain away her rude or cold behavior. She's going through a rough time, her friends got on her head, it's the Earth's magnetic fields. She's like that with everyone, her childhood trauma is resurfacing. But those are just excuses to avoid facing the truth. The truth is you were too soft with yourself and she picked up on that. That's why she stopped respecting you and ended up playing you. Don't be surprised if during no contact a woman stays silent for a long time. She's probably expecting you to crawl back. And why not? You gave her every reason to believe that's exactly what you do. Or she might boldly try to make you jealous. Because, hey, you'll forgive anything, right? All she wants is to stress you out enough that you break down and reach out. And then she'll flip it and make you feel guilty. But, and this is key, if none of that works and a few months go by, she may slowly start to realize, wait, maybe this guy is not actually pushover. Maybe he does have a backbone. And maybe all that kindness he showed me wasn't weakness. Maybe it was strength. Pay attention here. It's only at this point that a woman starts to truly value everything good you did for her. You get the idea, right? Kindness is the privilege of the strong. If you were tolerating humiliation, letting blatant disrespect slide. If you weren't setting boundaries or holding her accountable, of course she saw that as weakness. Be honest with yourself. You kept making excuses, lying to yourself, justifying why you were swallowing all that garbage. And that's why she started treating you like trash. Now comes the bargaining phase. She's realized that being distant or acting out doesn't work on you anymore. So inside, she starts to negotiate with herself. Maybe I should text him. No, that's too desperate. Maybe just a like on his post. Could it be an accident, right? What's stopping her? Pride. It's her pride that won't let her just come out and sincerely apologize. Even after all this time, she still isn't convinced you deserve that level of respect or admiration. She's still doubting it. You might still see provocations at this stage, but now they are more positive in tone, aimed at re-establishing connection. And only after some more time do you get to real, genuine apologizes. Now, here is something important. Learn to tell the difference between a pause, a fade, and true no contact. A pause doesn't really create any negative emotional trigger. Sure, there is some leftover resentment from the relationship, but it gradually fades on its own. A pause doesn't stimulate any major oxytocin or dopamine release. At best, the woman might start to miss you a little, maybe reach out to meet, but it's for a short time. That's it. If a man gets back together with a woman after a pause, meaning neither of them messaged for a while and then she just reaches out, that reunion is temporary. She's going to walk away again. Don't get your hopes up. Sure, there are cases where they reconnect for a month, maybe two. But then comes the sudden dump from her and the guy is left confused. Everything was going so well. I wasn't even making the same mistakes anymore. But the foundation of that reunion wasn't solid. So if you've already been in a situation like that, where you got back together after a pause, understand this. You are just waiting for something to happen. Be ready for the moment she starts pulling away again. At this time, have the awareness to go into no contact mode early. When it comes to no contact, yes, the negativity gradually fades. That's always a matter of time. But there is one phase men are particularly afraid of, the anger phase stage. They are scared that when a woman gets really mad, she'll make a firm decision. She'll slam the door shut for good. But here is the truth. That's not how it works at all. You have to differentiate between two kinds of negative emotions. When a woman just isn't attracted to you anymore because you are not stepping up, not making her feel anything, and when she's mad because she can't control you anymore. Totally different things. If she's getting angry during no contact, you've hit a nerve. That's a sign she's emotionally involved. It's obvious, right? But this anger phase is temporary. She can't keep feeding all that emotion forever. And once the anger dies down, what sets in? Doubt, nostalgia. And this is the key. At that stage, her hormone traffic starts going up. Only no contact has the power to reset a woman's emotional attachment and bring it to a whole new level. Then the anger, it fades, the negativity gone. But what stays is unfinished emotional cycle, the unresolved story. And that's when you start hearing, yeah, he's a jerk, but I still love him. She might still be mad, but she can't resist you. Now, let's talk about being the one to walk away first. Sure, if you break up with her first, you might get with a wave of negativity. She'll lash out, she might say something to hurt you in return, and if you're inexperienced, you'll think, she's gonna hate me forever. Nope, doesn't work like that. She might throw out the harshest insults, doesn't matter. Give it time. The negativity will fade, and once it does, her interest starts to rise. This method works best on women who are self-centered, cocky, entitled. If she's more balanced or emotionally mature, then yeah, the classic no contact might not be the best tool. It's not one size fits all. Pulling away works, but dumping her heart is more complicated. That approach really depends on her personality. But if she's the one who dumps your heart, blocks you, says stuff like don't contact me again, get lost, well, then yeah, it's likely to last for a while. You're looking at 6 to 8 months, sometimes longer, before she even considers reaching out or starts checking in on your life. And only after that does no contact start to have an effect. There is no shortcut. Now, let's get into one of the main purposes of no contact: to erase the negative neural pathways that have formed. Here is how it works. In the beginning of the relationship, she wasn't really bothered by much. You could forget to flush, burp after dinner, leave your socks everywhere, maybe even be a little inconsiderate. But the emotional high, the hormone rush, covered all of that. She didn't care. But once the feelings start fading and the hormones levels drop, if you, as the man, don't know how to maintain emotional momentum, then all that negativity starts building. This isn't even just mood swings, this is psychological. The guy is confused. Why does it feel like she hates me? Why doesn't she hear me? Why does she only remember the bad things? That's because negative pathways have formed in her brain. And once it reaches a certain threshold, you hit the breakup point. Now you have options. Go to therapy, have a deep, honest conversation, start being more mature, stop leaving socks everywhere, learn to use a toilet brush. Okay, I'm joking, but you get the point. None of that will fix anything. It's already too late. The emotional cycle has changed. You could become a whole new man. She wouldn't care. You could open up to her. She'd just say, I don't want this. You could drag her to a psychologist. Same outcome. A woman in this state isn't fighting for the relationship. She's not going to wake up one morning and say, I think I want to try again. It's not happening. By the way, if we were to draw a graph of your emotional state right now, yours would look exactly the opposite. Your interest is at its peak, and that's where no contact comes in. When you completely vanish, go off the radar, zero communication, full blackout, that's when no contact really works its magic. Yes, a pause helps too, but no contact is far more effective. What happens? All those negative neural pathways start to collapse, and instead pleasant memories begin to resurface in her mind. So remember, one of the main goals of no contact is to break the negative mental associations that your ex has built up. Because to fully exit a relationship, a woman often has to flood herself with negativity, and yes, this even causes physical, neurological changes. That's why she might seem like she hates you. It's not personal, it's just a psychological and physiological coping mechanism. What does it take to reverse it? Just this: time, distance, and information scarcity. Pro tip: in the first 2-3 months of no contact, you need to fully disappear. No likes, no stories, no mutual friends, nothing. Now, if the breakup was toxic, full of rage and harsh words, and you even chased her afterward, then don't even think about testing the waters before at least 6 or 8 months. But if it was more of a fell out of love kind of breakup, 3 or 5 months could be enough. Let's talk about provocations. There are lots of them, and I break them down like this: positive provocations, negative provocations. Examples: delete her from your friends list if you are still connected on social media. Mystery-based moves like removing your WhatsApp profile photo and last seen time makes it seem like you've blocked her. It's a perfect setup to get her curious enough to text you, just to check. There are jealousy-based provocations too. You post a photo from some romantic spot, you're alone in the picture or not in it at all, but now she's wondering, where is he, who's he with? The intensity of provocations can vary, from a barely noticeable hint all the way up to a dramatic reveal. Sometimes women come out of months of silence the moment they see that you've got a new, healthy relationship, especially if no contact lasted at least a year. Now, I'm not recommending you fake that or bluff in that direction. And honestly, I am careful with provocations overall. If you're still emotionally shaken, telling yourself, I just need to provoke her somehow, then my advice is don't do anything. Focus on getting your head straight first. Here is a universal provocation that works well. Post a picture from somewhere she doesn't recognize. It immediately kicks her brain into guessing, wondering, imagining. It's powerful. Also, the contrast tactic works well. You lock your profile for a month, then you reopen it, and boom, she gets a controlled dose of new info. If you are not on social media, no problem, you can do the same thing using WhatsApp or whatever else you use. And now, let's cover some common mistakes with no contact. Mistake number 1. Thinking no contact is some kind of power struggle. No, it's not about fighting. It's about detachment and healing. Mistake number 2. If you're unsure whether no contact is the right move, don't do it. It'll backfire if you're not sure. Mistake number 3. Using provocations recklessly or emotionally. If you're not 100% clear on what you are doing, just skip it. Better to do nothing than to do something dumb. Mistake number 4. Jumping into a new relationship while you are still broken over your ex. You'll only screw things up worse for you and the new person. Mistake number 5. You'll get the urge to break no contact. You'll convince yourself, she probably doesn't care, maybe if I just send her something, I'll feel better. Trust me, you won't. Mistake number 6. Constantly checking her life for signs that no contact is working. If you do that, you are shooting yourself in the foot. It defeats the entire point. And mistake number 7, talking to her friends or mutual contacts about the breakup. Just don't, that always backfires. Now, let me answer some common questions. Should you read her messages during no contact? Better not. Reading them usually raises more questions and tempts you to reply. She'll start thinking, maybe he just didn't see my message, and that can lead to more messages. How to properly enter no contact? Of course, this is something to discuss in detail during a consultation, but here is a general overview. Option 1. A sudden cut-off. No fights, no arguments, no goodbye talks. Just one day when nothing is wrong at all, and then you'll disappear. This method works really well. Option 2. On a wave of positivity. You create a great, maybe even romantic evening, or even a whole magical week. Then, one evening, you calmly tell her you made a difficult decision and that it's best for both of you. Make sure to include in your message some of her words that have devalued the relationship, but without negativity or harshness. Option 3. Make her realize her mistakes. Craft a message that highlights all her faults and unfair treatment of you, and how patiently you've tolerated it, but you simply run out of patience. Best said over the phone or at least in a voice message. Speak calmly and firmly. If you feel you won't sound convincing, definitely use a simple message. Option 4. Enter no contact after another one of your slip-ups. This often feels easier mentally and it can work well. You just wait for the next mistake, then start the no contact. When do most pins from her start? The most common time is around holidays, assuming no contact has been going on for about 5 months. Men often ask, why can't we just talk like adults? Why no contact? Let's discuss, sort it out, and close the chapter. Here is a thing. A breakup almost always happens because one person messed up. It's very rare that 2 people calmly agree to split. That only really happens when 2 people get swept up in a brief fling and then lose interest, and even that is unlikely. People usually have commitments, promises, vows, plans. The breakup becomes a battlefield, not a peaceful pardon, but a fight to the death. And someone has to be blamed, no matter how it's framed, through conversation, argument, therapy. Breaking up is about finding the guilty party. It's always an attempt to justify oneself. Rarely does someone say, I thought about it a lot and I'm the one who caused this, so we need to separate. Even if a man lives for a mistress and tells his wife, I'm sorry, it's my fault, it's not truly sincere. He says it to get her off his back so he can move on quickly. Inside, he still thinks poorly of her, maybe even worse than she realizes. People can't be truly honest with themselves or each other during a breakup. If they were, breakups wouldn't happen. Let's imagine. A woman has fallen out of love but she bears her soul to you honestly. So what? She still doesn't understand why her feelings faded. She can't change it. Only you can do something about it. She sits there trying to come up with a complaint to throw at you. Or maybe she can't even find one and just says, "My feelings inside just disappeared." And that's it. Let's go over a few more questions. How to properly come out of no contact? If we talk about universal rules, the woman shouldn't spread guilt around. Sometimes you get messages like, "Listen, we should talk, we both made mistakes, so..." But we know what that really means. She doesn't feel guilty and is still trying to negotiate. The same goes for texts where she just talks about her feelings. Often a girl will write, "I miss you." Great. I never asked about that. Thanks for the report. How does that actually affect you? Of course, some men rush to reply like a torpedo, but it usually ends sadly. That's not how you exit no contact. You have to see two things. First, that she truly feels guilt. Second, that she takes clear initiative, like, "We need to meet, please hear me out." When this happens for the first time, don't reply. You don't know what's going on in her life. No contact is working. Her words and actions might just be about something simple. Maybe she drank that evening, felt sad, or wanted to dramatize. There is no guarantee that it's the real thing. So, when it happens the first time, don't break no contact. If after a few days, maybe weeks or even months, something else comes, then that might be real. Think about how deceptive and delicate this moment is. For example, no contact went on for 2.5 to 3 months. It might look like, "Oh, she matured fast, she's already writing and cares." But the man doesn't reply. Then it might take another 3 months for the real exit to happen. What if you'd replied earlier? It would have been dead in the water. Play it safe, don't break no contact too soon. Common mistakes men make. They start calling and texting. Don't do that. Saying, "I'm ready to listen" should never be a virtual goodbye. Only a real meeting can confirm who apologizes to whom and who needs it more. Don't torment the woman. Don't bring up old stuff or act arrogantly. She's apologizing already, but you must confirm this fact somehow. That's important. No calls, no rehashing past fights about who was right or wrong. Get rid of that. More mistakes. If you live in different cities, wait until she can come to you. And the dumbest mistake, telling her, "I did this on purpose, I ignored you." Don't ever do that. Okay, what if she finds another man during no contact? It's possible, of course. She can find someone now, or maybe she already has. What does the chance of that depend on? Her willingness. If you're stalking her, trying to catch a friendly wave, the chance doesn't decrease. But if she experiences your no contact, the reason to look elsewhere are much fewer. So no contact lowers the chances, but it doesn't eliminate them. Some say, better not to ignore, better to apologize 100 times, crawl back on your knees, then you'll know for sure if she doesn't love you and can move on. There is some logic there, but it's not universal. Look, some people are emotionally unable to handle no contact properly. They end up ignoring themselves. They keep monitoring her, obsessing, stuck on her in their head. They can't switch focus. They're full of doubts. For such a person, it may be more effective to just put a full stop. How? Write one long message. Send it without expecting any particular reaction. Say goodbye forever. Block her everywhere you can. Delete everything. Send a message that expresses what's on your mind and close the chapter for yourself. Another question. What to do if she calls during no contact? Just don't pick up. That's rule number 1. If it's an unknown number, pick up calmly and say hi. She says, hey, listen briefly, then say you are busy and will call later. And don't answer that phone anymore. Point it as suspicious. No info exchange. And the last question. What if she removes you from the blacklist? A blacklist, is that a pink? Definitely. During no contact, strange things happen. Unknown numbers might call and hang up. Fake accounts may try to add you. Suspicious women may try to connect. It's all very suspicious. But if you start searching for every female pin, it will break you. Why? If she doesn't pin, anxiety rises. If she does pin and then goes silent, it eats you up inside. Did she break no contact? On and on, endlessly. Instead of letting go, you get dragged deeper into it. So don't scan her for pinks. That's probably all for now. You can ask your questions in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching.